afternoon, parents and guardians, and welcome to our installment of this month's Parent Guardian webinar series. Today we have with us David Frassinelli, who is Fairfield University's Vice President for Facilities Management. He's going to give us an update on some of the new changes that are coming to campus. So without further ado, I will turn it over to David.
Thank you, Elizabeth. As Elizabeth noted, I am going to talk a little bit about the projects that are currently under construction and give you a brief overview of some of the projects we have in planning. First and foremost is the new Dolan School of Business, which is under construction now. If you were to drive by the site, you'd see a great big hole in the ground. We're starting foundations. And what's particularly exciting about the School of Business is that when the students arrive in September, there should be a steel structure up in the air. Completion is targeted for July of 2019. So if you have an incoming freshman who is a business major, they will actually be able to use this building for most of their Fairfield University experience. One of the things that we are very deeply involved in is the technology. We see this building, similar to the recently completed School of Nursing building, as being an extremely technology-rich facility. Rooms such as the data analytics lab will have the ability to project many different data sources. We have a trading lab with Bloomberg terminals so that you can look at the impact of current news on trading activity. We have one-button studios where you can practice a presentation, and a lot of, we'll call them gaming labs, but really has nothing to do with gaming and more to do with a presentation so that you could go into these studios and finalize your presentation. It's going to be an exciting project. Under construction right now also, we have the sophomore dorm. That is scheduled for completion in June. For occupancy in the fall of 2018, this fall. We also are building a chiller plant so that will provide the air conditioning to this new sophomore dorm. It will also provide air conditioning to one of the dorms that we completed in 2011, which is 70 McCormick, which I also believe is a sophomore dorm. And the goal of this planning is that this chiller plant will be able to provide air conditioning to all of the quad dorms. And so our plan is to do 2 more dorms over the summer of 19 and 2 more dorms over the summer of 2020. The first dorm that we will be renovating will be done this summer, and that is Campion Hall. We will start after the students vacate in May, and we will finish in time for Campion to be occupied by freshmen in the fall of 2019. Campion also will be fully air conditioned. The renovations will, in addition to the air conditioning, involve complete renovation of the bathrooms, and the buildings were originally built in the mid-50s, so much more emphasis on larger trash rooms, but also recycling for sustainability. We are creating, and this image shows, lounges on not only the lowest level, the lower floor, but all the floors above. And we believe that these changes will reorient Campion more into the quad so that when the freshmen in this dorm are coming and going from the Tully Dining Commons, they will see this beacon of light in Campion Hall on the corner as they approach and be able to certainly look into the first floor lounge to be engaged with any activities that are in there, and of course the lounges on the upper floors. As I just mentioned, Campion Hall is the first of the 5 renovations. We see these spaces as creating programmatic opportunities for living learning experiences, but more importantly, as we progress through the quad, between the building renovations and landscape work and creating gateways, that we are creating an overall experience and a community in this quad area. It's very exciting. We are also have plans to renovate the townhouses, which remain the most popular junior-senior housing. We have continued to invest in bathroom renovations, kitchen renovations. All of the townhouses have sprinkler systems, but the exteriors look dated and tired, quite frankly. So our program is to come up with some brighter colors and reskin the buildings, new roofs, new windows. And to that end, we will be doing 2 of the townhouses this summer, buildings 14 and 15. We hope to get some valuable lessons learned, and we're planning, there are 15 buildings in total, of doing the balance of the townhouses on a phased basis over the summers over the next 3 years. We are also contemplating additional housing in the southwest corner of the campus. That's actually down near the existing School of Business. And I have a typo. In that corner of the campus, and that would be 126 beds, junior senior housing as well. Another project that we are currently in the early planning is the creation of an academic commons in the Domena Nicilius Library. This is actually a trend you're seeing across most universities, where there is less reliance on print material, bound periodicals, and more reliance on electronics. It's creating opportunities for additional space to become available in the library. Interestingly enough, the Fairfield University Library currently is home to academic support. The university's writing center is in that building. The IT help desk is in that building. And we are looking at what other functions would make sense to go into that building to create a single destination where students looking for academic support can go. Again, on this project, we are in the very, very early programming stage and hope to come up with some specific concepts by the fall semester. The university is also looking into renovations of the Bannow Science Building. There are some significant infrastructure needs, but more importantly, when we built the School of Nursing and Health Studies, we created additional classrooms on the upper floor that would then free up space in Bannow where we could create new labs, take out what was a traditional classroom and put in a lab. This is driven a lot by the needs, the space needs in the sciences. There is in general more students taking classes in science. We also, with a robust School of Nursing program, there is more pressure on the sciences. And with the successful School of Engineering programs, there's more pressure on physics and other sciences. So the plan for Bannow is to address the infrastructure needs, but also look at the creation of additional instructional labs in Bannow. This will also allow us to clean up after a lab by having an additional lab that we can stagger between periods. If we have a first period class in a lab, it gives them time to clean up and then actually set up for the next lab. So there is an important efficiency factor here. Again, with the Bannow, the initial programming is complete, and we are planning to onboard a design team and move this to the next level. The campus has seen quite a bit of new construction with the Tully and with the School of Nursing and Health Studies and with the School of Business. We are continuing to look at the existing buildings that have served the university so well over so many years that are in need of some freshening and renovations. Specifically, Canisius and Donnarumma are very, very important classrooms and faculty spaces for the university, and they're in need of interior renovations and some infrastructure upgrade. So we, again, are looking at what we can do to improve the quality of those experiences. One of the things that's also very important to me, particularly the Fairfield University campus, is the overall beauty and appearance of the campus, the greenness of it. A lot of the beautiful trees that we benefit from today were planted 100 years ago. And the question that comes to mind is, who is planting the trees that will be so beautiful 100 years from now? To that end, we retained a landscape design firm known as the SLAM Collaborative in Glastonbury, Connecticut. And they have started with a detailed tree inventory of all of the trees on campus with some recommendations of which ones need some maintenance and pruning. But more importantly, they're coming up with plans for plantings that are reflective of the overall campus as opposed to a specific project. Current engagements include replacing the green roof on the Barone Campus Center, upgrades around Bellarmine Hall, particularly the new parking lots, some of the other projects I have shown you, which is the junior housing and the townhouses, but also very significantly a tree replacement program. With the building of the new School of Business, there were approximately 49 trees that needed to be taken down. We will be planting 50 to 52 new trees to replace those trees. And in general, there are a number of opportunities across campus where we can continue to plant and upgrade. That is my brief presentation, and we're open for any questions.
Sure. We only received one question, but how are you choosing which dorms will get air conditioned first?
The quad dorms, the air conditioning in the quad dorms is the priority. We've picked Campion as the first dorm because we hope to get some lessons learned with the first project, and we picked the smallest dorm. It also is easiest to isolate from the ongoing construction associated with the chiller plant and the new dorm, which will be finished up over the summer. We have 2 dorms in the quad that are larger than the others. So Jogues and Regis are the 2 largest dorms. We would pick one of the 2 largest dorms to go next and try and match that with one of the smaller dorms. So it may be Jogues and Gonzaga, it may be Regis and Loyola, or some combination thereof. But again, current thinking to do 1 this summer and then 2 and 2 over the next 2 years.
Great, thank you. Those are all the questions.
I should note that my email address is posted on the website, and if anyone has any questions, they should feel free to email me, and I will try to answer the questions. And I really appreciate your listening to my presentation. Thank you.